What are the things that you can control? A lot of the time, we end up in these negative spirals, and that kind of creates momentum in the wrong direction, if you can say that. So we end up worrying a lot. We end up being anxious about all of these things happening in the world, happening around us, but really what is in your control. I think that a really good way to kind of get more whole of ourselves and create the momentum in the right direction is to start looking at, okay, so from all the things in my life right now, let's create a model that says, here are all the things happening. We're gonna write everything down on our minds. Then we're gonna divide it into this model that says all of the things that I have direct control over. What are all of the things you have direct control over? Whether you eat healthy. You have direct control over whether you get up in the morning, whether you brush your hair, all of these things that you have direct control over. You have direct control over how you react to other people, how you interact with other people. What are the things that are the next level that you don't have direct control over, but you might influence? Those will be how other people react to you. So you can influence that by your way of reacting, your way of talking, your way of doing these things can influence other people as well. So maybe you can also influence something at work that's not right on your desk, but you can share your opinion about it, and there can be some influence there. And then there's all the rest of it, which will go into the things I cannot control, things that are not in my area, that I cannot, with my actions day to day, it's not something I can change. That could be politics, that could be the weather, that could be so many things. We're waiting for a snowstorm here in Denmark later today. That's really hard for me to do something about. I can control how I react to it, but I cannot control whether there's a snowstorm or not. So now we have these three things, right? So what we're going to do, we're going to stop being nervous about and being frustrated about all the things we can't do anything about anyways. Because whether we are stressed out about it, whether we are focused on it, it's not going to change. The snowstorm will still come if the snowstorm is coming, right? There's nothing I can do to change that. So if I worry about it, the only thing that happens is it reflects my mood. It reflects how I spend my day. And I don't want to do that. I don't want to take that negativity into my day today. So I'm going to not worry about that. I can think it's annoying, and that's fine. But even that is like, why? It's going to happen whether I think that or not. So let's just like take up on some warm clothing and like be cozy. Maybe even make it a little bit of an event with some hot cocoa or something and look out at the nice snowflakes. The point here being the things you do not control and you cannot control, don't worry about them. They're going to happen whether you do it or not. Then we have the things you can influence and the things that are directly related to you. Depending on where you are in your own journey with your personal development, with your business, I would start with the things that you can control. Start with yourself. Because if you want to influence other people, it's way easier to do with the way you conduct yourself, with the way that you are a good person, the way that you're a good role model for other people. They will be much more likely to listen to you if you're the kind of person who do stuff yourself, if you're the kind of person who seem to have things a little bit more under control. And sometimes this can be super, super overwhelming. Believe me, I know that. And this is also here that you have the control of asking other people for help. I've gone through the whole thing about eating habits. Like, oh my God, that can be so hard to eat healthier. It can be so hard to change the sleeping habits. It can be so hard to do all these things. So start with the small things. Start with a tiny habit. Right now, this is like my hands, because of the cold, they're starting to be really annoying. So a small habit that I want to do is I want to start actually using cream for my hands. So this morning, I put the cream here on my desk in front of me so that I get reminded that this is a small habit I want to start having. This is something I control, right? in terms of my business. I can control how much I look at my numbers. I can control how much outreach I make. I can control how I do my marketing. I can't necessarily control how people react to it, but there's a lot of psychological things that I can learn, again, in my control, that can influence how people react to that. So what is it that you can do today that can help you feel more in control, that can help you worry less? Because stop worrying about all of this up here and start worrying about, or doing something about, actually, the things in here, the things that are related to you, to your business, to how that works. Let me know in the comments, what is the one thing you're going to start doing today? It can be a tiny thing, and go look at my video about tiny habits as well. And then with joy and excitement, as always, I'll see you in the next one.